When America started its democracy, it was for people that are educated. If Iran continues to sell oil in RMB, soon other countries will join. We cannot sit down and say, this is where we want Nigeria to be in the next 20 years. We are doing a disservice to ourselves, to our country, and to the black race. I said it before, I want to repeat it again now. Democracy is not favorable to our culture. It took China 40 years to remove 800 million people from poverty. Yet, they don't have oil, they don't have gas. When you are adding value to raw material, the quantum leap between raw material and finished product is so huge that you can afford to pay the people working stupendous salaries. The labor of our hero can never be there. I said, where are the heroes? Nigeria, we hate thee. Though tribal tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. And when Tinubu came to power, that was the first thing he did. I said, did you read my book? Yeah, I'm not criticizing you. I'm not a social critic. I'm a solution provider. You will see, because of democracy, America is going to eventually collapse. China will become the dominant force in the world. China does not practice democracy. They have a one-party system. They don't waste their money on election. India is 1.6 billion people, and they have the intelligence to be able to be as great as China. But there are 215 languages in India. They are one country, but they are not homogeneous. They don't speak in one language. When they are conducting elections, they spend billions to do it. It's a waste of resources. You don't get the best and brightest to rule the country. So they are going to continue to lag behind China because of their so-called democracy. Who wins election? Somebody that has the ability to mesmerize the crowd. Somebody that has the ability to spend money. Somebody that has the ability to create confusion, to make promises that cannot be kept. Like Mandani in New York, want to give free bus ride and free this, free that. He did all that just to get elected. All those things he talked about, he will never be able to do it. But it's already there. Because that's democracy for you. Democracy is for you to come and talk a lot of BS and convince the people that you can do great things. I'll give you free education. I'll give you free bus ride. I'll give you free food. I will reduce your grocery price. I will give you free housing. Everybody wants that. So they are gullible enough to vote for him. Democracy is meant for people that are educated. When America started its democracy, it was for people that are educated. We talk about the Constitution of America. It needs to be amended. You have so many people moving to America. They are not naturalized citizens. They are not patriotic Americans. They don't believe in America. They don't like America. They just want to be there. If they love America, they will not be so critical and looking for ways to bring America down. The average Chinese, no matter where he is in the world, is thinking of how to protect China. You don't go to China and have children and become a Chinese citizen. No. It's only in Europe, only in America that all those things are happening. You don't go to Russia and say you are now a citizen because you have lived there for 6 years. No. So Russia is homogeneous. China, 5,000 years of continuous civilization is homogeneous. They made the Great Wall of China the most comprehensive man-made structure on earth. 21,000 kilometers. That is strength, inner strength. And that was when they didn't have technology. Now they have technology and they are moving at the speed of light. Because of democracy, America is beginning to move backwards. So Trump is in Iran because he has a vision. He knows what's going to happen to America if Iran is not defeated. If Iran continues to sell oil in RMB, soon other countries will join. By the time Trump leaves office, even Venezuela and other countries, Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the world. And they are selling their oil in RMB sooner, with the capacity of Iran to demonstrate terror in the Gulf, attacking UAE. attacking Saudi Arabia, attacking Kuwait. They'll be forced to also sell their oil in RMB. And where would that take America to? To the abyss, with the largest debt in the world. How are they going to cope? So let's bring everything back to Africa. Why am I talking about all these things? I'm talking about these things because I want African leaders and Africans, Nigerian leadership, to understand that vision, to be able to anticipate what 50 years from now is going to look like, is the hallmark of leadership. If we cannot do that, if we cannot sit down and say, this is where we want Nigeria to be in the next 20 years, we are doing a disservice to ourselves, to our country, and to the black race. Because we have everything that is necessary to create a great economic power, industrial power. We have everything. What we just need now is that vision. The visionary leadership that failed Britain. Imagine if you have a whale. Whale is the biggest mammal in the whole world. Can weigh up to 100 tons. Imagine you build a very big swimming pool and you carry that, take a whale and put it in that swimming pool and be feeding it. Will that whale ever grow to become the giant whale that it will be in the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean? The answer is no. If you take an Iroko seed and plant it in a bucket, put sand in a bucket and plant it there, will that Iroko tree ever grow to be an Iroko tree? You will see it. It looks like Iroko, but it's not Iroko. That is what happened to Britain. A small island with intelligent people, with Isaac Newton, with the ability to generate the jet engine, industrial revolution. They didn't have a leadership that had the vision that all they needed to do was to carry their king to an empty land in North America called Canada and USA and call it New Britain. If they had done that, Britain will still dominate the world today because they had the intellectual and scientific capability to do it. What they didn't have is the landmass and the resources. Coming back home again, this is where we need our leaders now to sit down and start planning. I said it before, I want to repeat it again now. Democracy is not favorable to our culture. You need a one-party system. Even if everybody there is corrupt, they will not spend money during the election again because we already know the result. Why waste the money now? Maybe when you have that one-party system, one day, by serendipity, God will bring one man that will have a vision and say, okay, let's build Nigeria, let's build Africa. That was what happened to China. It took China 40 years to remove 800 million people from poverty. Only 40 years. Yet, they don't have oil. They don't have gas. We have oil. We have gas. We have population. And over 80% of our people are poor because we are not manufacturing what we consume. We need to add value to raw material. If this conflict that's going on in Iran now or in the Gulf will continue for a long time, already China is having trouble with petrochemicals because they rely on crude oil. When they fractionate it, distillate it, they are able to make the various products, and they now make plastic. They need plastic like hair now, and they don't have it. So the price is rising exponentially. We have all these things in the quantum. So if the crisis in Iran were to continue for a long time, it will affect everywhere in the world. Someone like me, I take about 10 different medications a day to control my hypertension. And we don't make them in Nigeria. Assuming the world gets worse than this, and ships cannot even come to deliver medication, we don't make them in Nigeria. Most of us will have to die, including those that are in leadership. Oh, no, they won't die, they will run away. They will fly to London or to America, because they have 3 different passports. That's why they don't care. But I'm appealing to everybody. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not a decision critic. I'm a solution provider. I'm saying if we sit down and plan, we have gas, we can generate power and use that power to power industries where we can manufacture what we consume. And when you do that, you will see there will be life in Nigeria. Nigeria will wake up. Because when you are adding value to raw material, the quantum leap between raw material and finished product is so huge that you can afford to pay the people working stupendous salaries, and they will not need to be thinking of how to go to Europe or America anymore. You don't have many people from South Africa running to Europe or America, no. It's only sub-Saharan Africa. Everybody is trying to run away to go to Europe. Imagine Nigeria, 900 and something thousand square kilometers. Everybody running to Britain, that is 102,000 square kilometers. What is the difference? The difference is that they are adding value to raw material and we are not. That's all, nothing else. If we can manufacture what we are consuming here, there is no need for anybody to go to Europe anymore. Shame on us. And every day, some people are selling their houses just to go to Europe. I was reading yesterday, London is having housing shortage. They're not building enough houses. They projected that they were going to build 20,000 or 50,000 last year, and they only built 6,000. And London is becoming one of the most expensive cities in the world. Yet, that is where everybody in Nigeria is running to. They are running there. I don't blame them. They are running there because there are no jobs here. Even if there are jobs, the pay is so poor. But if we can start manufacturing what we consume, if we can start bringing in turbines, combined cycle turbines that can generate electricity, and you put factories right there on the spot, we start manufacturing multiple items of finished products. If you are selling cocoa, a ton of cocoa is so much. By the time you turn your chocolate, it's times 30. You are selling crude oil. By the time you refine it, it's multiple. So thank God for Dangote. It's taking our gas now, using it as a feedstock, removing the hydrogen from it, add nitrogen to make ammonia and then urea, fertilizer. Now we are exporting fertilizer. We need more of that. We need to get into manufacturing. So that vision that made Britain to lose its status as the dominant economic force in the world, just because people that were in government didn't have the vision to be able to say, we need to move our king to North America and have New Britain, they would have still remained as the greatest country in the world today. They didn't do that. Because of the failure of visionary leadership, they are not paying the price. They now remain in that small island, begging Scotland, please don't leave us. Please don't leave us. Whereas They had the opportunity to rule the world for another 1,000 years. Their leaders failed them. I'm making an appeal to our leadership to please take my message serious as a serious matter. Give it the seriousness that it deserves. It doesn't cost you anything. Do a pilot program. So this man is talking, he has been disturbing us. Let us try one and see whether it will work. And in 2 years, you will see something that is beyond your imagination. All the manufacturing taking place today are being done by Chinese companies. It ought not to be so. These are companies that ought to be owned by Nigerians and the Chinese working for us. You cannot go to Kuwait or go to Saudi Arabia or go to UAE and say you want to own a company there. No. Their indigenous must be in charge. I wrote it in my book. I said, there is no country in the world that was industrialized by foreigners. That statement is still very factual. Our president, President Tinubu, has taken some audacious decisions. I wrote my book in 2020, came out in 2021. In that book, I wrote in there, I said, our national item, the labor of our hero can never be. I said, where are the heroes? I said, there are no heroes in Nigeria. We have criminals that rule the country and embezzle our money. And you are calling them heroes. That we should change our national item to the old one. Nigeria we hate thee. Though tribal tongue may differ, in brotherhood will stand. And when Tinubu came to power, that was the first thing he did. I said, did you read my book? Such an audacious decision. He didn't say, oh, let's come and debate it. Well, by the time you start debating it, nothing will happen. Boom, he took a decision. And that is the best national item. Though tribe and tongue may differ, the brotherhood will stand. Nothing can be better than that. The next thing he did, he removed subsidy. Imagine if you say, let us debate it. For 20 years, you'll be debating it. It won't work. He grabbed the bull by the horns and did it. Brought in tax reform. He didn't debate it. Although we know how to bring tax reform from overseas, the benefits that come with it, we don't know how to give it to our people. And that is what I'm talking about now. That you should take another bold decision again and wipe out this so-called democracy to form one party. So that this 800 and almost 1 trillion you're going to spend on INEC to conduct election, if you use that one to start an electric gas turbine, combined cycle electric gas turbine, and you bring machineries, encourage Nigerians to get into it, you will see what we will manufacture within 2 years. And you can even be in power. I don't care. If you are in power for the next 10 years, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because if you leave there, whoever is coming in is still going to do rubbish. So you remain there and try to do the right thing. So that the pressure of next election coming in next 3 years, how do we do it? You know, this man is a crook. He's useless. But because he has nuisance value in election, you leave him. Such people will no longer be tolerated. So you'll not be able to get the best and brightest people to be in governance. So that black people will be able to contribute to the development of humanity. Right now, we are a liability to the world. I'm encouraging our leadership to start some measure of industrialization. When Deng Xiaoping did it in 1978, he just picked 4 different spots and made them an economic zone and allow capitalism and communism to compete. Within 2 years, the verdict was obvious. That is what I'm saying now. With the gas that we have, we don't need to worry about how do we get gas. Right now, India is worried about gas. They don't have it. Strait of Hormuz is blocked. They are looking for gas. We have it in the quantum. We are even flaring it. China is looking for crude oil. India looking for crude oil. Japan looking for crude oil. They can't get it. Japan would have been the greatest country in the world, but it's a small island, just 306,000 square kilometers. It's too small. It can't do it. But here we are in Africa, huge continent that can swallow the whole of North America, swallow Europe and even add India to it. And we are the most backward people on earth. The development should start from Nigeria. I'm making an appeal to President Tinubu. Start some clusters. This so-called democracy, bring it to an end. We don't need it. From a one-party system. So that we can be planning 20 years, 30 years program. Right now, somebody wins an election. After 6 months, he's already thinking of the next election. So he cannot plan. Instead, he's trying to see how he can keep money somewhere and there so he can use to bribe people for the next election. We don't need that anymore. We have had that for 65 years now. It's enough. Let's try something different. The future of Africa is in your hands. I remain your advocate for the industrial development of Africa, a process I should begin from Nigeria. My name is Dr. Caesar Osahene Yayi. Until next time, bye-bye.